Hi there. Today is day 5 of the Doodle Days Challenge in January by poetspice. I have a few things I want to talk about. You've seen me say that I'm using this little visual journal, Strathmore journal. The pages are 3 by 5 by 5. I am wanting to bind them in this little cover from Seven Gypsies. And I've taken it out of the package and I've been looking at the pages in here like this. And yes, they do fit if I bind it like this, but that's not what I want to do. I don't like them coming right out to the border. I like the space around here, but I want these to have some space here on this side. But in order to do that, I have these sticking out. So what am I going to do? I don't want to bind it like that. That would look okay, but that isn't what I'm after. So what I was playing around with this, and I go, well, you know, if I put an extra piece here for this part, I could actually bind this cover right on like that. And the extra piece that I put here will cover up the sprockets on these pages. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And you can see I showed you my little M charm that I was making. I glued that M onto this chain. This was a clip earring, and this was a pin, and I put the pin in the center of that clip earring and glued it down with epoxy, and then I glued the clip down to the back here. But I have enough space that I can run a chain or a string through it, and I can make a little journal charm that's going to hang off of maybe down here or up here. I'm thinking that as I finish and bind this, that I can have little broken pieces of jewelry hanging off of the edge here. I don't know if I want to get too many, but a few. And then I'm just going to call this my broken jewelry journal, doodle journal. And I use glazing medium. This is Liquitex glazing medium. And after I finish with one day's session, I glaze the pages for the next day. But I've only been glazing one side at a time. These are not glazed. So far I have 4 pages. I've been keeping up. I really feel like my first pages are getting a feel of what's happening with these pages. I like this one a lot. I like this one. I'm not saying that the design is beautiful. I'm not shooting for beauty, but I like how I reconfigured this arrow into an X. I like reconfiguring. If you think about all the food channel challenges that they have on there, Chopped and Cutthroat Kitchen, they're always telling their contestants to reconfigure their ingredients, make something out of it that it's not originally is, and that's what I feel like I've done with this. Well, actually, I've done that with all of these, but I'm thinking reconfiguring. The last thing that I want to say is I've been using the Stuart Gill paint. This is a translucent matte paint. But at one point in here, I said a non-porous surface, and they recommend using it on a porous surface. Well, when I apply my glazing medium, I change that porous surface, which would be a non-coated page, to a non-porous page, because I like how my ink moves on this page. I find that this paint, and I don't know if you can see it here. Let me get out my palette knife. It's a very oily paint. When I dip my brush into it, it's kind of gloppy. Now, I got this paint on discount, so I can't say if that's the nature of the paint, brand new, I think it would be. It's a very, look how it kind of just falls off of my palette knife. I like that. It's a very different texture of a paint. That's what I'm trying to say here. It's not an acrylic paint is what you would think of it. This is the Colorize. I think the True Color paint may have a little bit different texture, but I just kind of wanted to point that out. As I'm working with it, I kind of feel that oil in the paint, but it does mix with water. And I like the translucent nature of this Colorize Stuart Gill paint. So with all that said, I'm going to work on 2 today. I'm thinking about how I'm going to bind my journal. What I'm working on today, and I put it behind a black paper so you can see it better, is this pin. Isn't that a pretty pin? I got this out the other day when I was going through that bag of jewelry. So I might do this a couple times on here, one this way and one this way. I'm just not too sure how I'm going to do it on the page, put it on the page compositionally. I like this and I like this, and maybe a word in there.